Well, it's an interesting time here at Sandro Sebastian Studios, or whatever I call myself. I recently went online and saw this a month in March earlier. They posted an auction of Sotheby's, the art dealing company, the organization, and they posted the full auction. I thought I'd take a look at it. I'm not too big into this world and what's hot right now and who is investing in who right now. But I thought, just in case I do bump into these people again, I want to have some working knowledge of what kind of colleagues they might be or investors. Maybe we should see what the general tone and flavor is of this. Let's see what's trendy right now.
And lot number 6, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce here a punk legacy, Banksy from the collection of Blink-182's Mark Hoppus, Banksy the Crude Oil Vetriano. This entirely hand-painted work by Banksy comes to market from the collection of Mark Hoppus, as mentioned, founding member of Blink-182 and his wife Sky. It is a remix of The Singing Butler by Jack Vetriano, who very sadly passed away this last weekend. The work was first exhibited as part of Banksy's landmark 2005 exhibition, Crude Oils, a gallery of remixed masterpieces, vandalism and vermin, staged on Westmont Grove here in Notting Hill. A portion of the proceeds will benefit 2 LA medical charities.
If something is owned by a former celebrity, of course, that gives it quite a bit of resale value. But of course, then the reason is because selling it to one of those people is a hard feat to achieve. They're constantly inundated with so much stuff. It's like, how do you get something to own, to catch their attention? But if you can pull it off, it does make you look quite stylish.
Commission bid at 2,800,000. For the Banksy at 2,800,000. 2,900,000 is against you online at 2,900,000. 3 million is online now at 3 million. Do you want to give me 3,000,001, James? 3,100,000 is now against you online at 3,100,000. It's in the room here at Sotheby's at 3,100,000. Give me 2, please, at 3,100,000. Still here with James at 3,100,000. Give me another one. At 3,100,000. It's against you on this side as well at 3,100,000. 3,200,000 is bid online.
I never thought of Banksy as some guy with an exhibition, like in a gallery or at a museum. I guess I thought his stuff was just like practical joke street art kind of stuff. I've never been a huge Banksy guy myself, but he's carved out quite a snazzy little reputation for himself, I guess, whoever he is.
£1,000. And against you, James, at 3,400,000. It's here at Sotheby's.com at 3,400,000. Do you want to bid at 3,400,000? Still there at £3,400,000 now. And against you on this side at £3,400,000. Not yours, James. It's with the online bidder at 3,400,000. 3,000,000.
There's online bidding now. I never thought of that. That's kind of an interesting concept.
There it is. Battle of the online bidders at 3,500,000. And it's against you, Stefano, here at £3,500,000. Online still at 3,500,000.
Well, I'm not the online bidder, just so we know, whoever's watching this.
3,500,000 with the online at 3,500,000. And against you there, James, at 3,500,000 still. At 3,500,000, it's with paddle number 6. And what about the other bidder at 3,500,000? Do you want to go on at 3,500,000?
Don't look at me. I stopped at 3.2 million.
Stefano, give me 6, please. At 3,500,000. For the Banksy at 3,500,000. The Crude Oil Vetriano at 3,500,000. Great opportunity to buy a great work here at 3,500,000 by Banksy. At 3,500,000. Say one more. At 3,500,000. Still with the online bidder at 3,500,000 now. And it's against you on the telephones there. Against you, James. Lucius, what are you doing? At 3,500,000. At 3,500,000, it's still with the online bidder. It's the underbidder coming back at 3,500,000. Anyone else? At 3,500,000. It's against you, Stefan. It's against you, Mackie, still. And selling here. The hammer is coming up for the first time at 3,500,000. At 3,500,000, fair warning now. I'm going to sell the picture.
Fair warning. Going once, going twice.
And selling for Crude Oil Vetriano at 3,500,000 here at Sotheby's. Thank you so much. It's with you online. Panel number 6. Last time. And selling. There it goes. Sold at 3,500,000. Thank you very much.
So here's the plan. If you can get a celebrity to attach themselves to one of your pieces, then it greatly increases the value of anything you paint afterwards. So maybe the plan is to send a painting to a celebrity, like Banksy got one in the hands of the Blink-182 founder, and then I can send it to them as a gift before I'm famous and hope that they don't throw it away. And then later on, I can just become famous by promoting myself in my own right. Then the painting I gave them as a gift goes up in popularity, and then they get it on the market for me. I won't make any money off of that because it's between the two dealers. But it never hurts to have friends in high places. The celebrity who made 100% profit off of your painting might commission you for another piece. So there it goes. Yeah, you got to love that strategy, right? Step 1, become famous. Perfect. Oh, easy. Anyone can do it.
On number 10, ladies and gentlemen, property of an important European collection, Yoshitomo Nara, The Cosmic Eyes in the Milky Lake, entirely fresh to market, unseen in public for 2 decades. This work comes to auction at an important point in Nara's career with a landmark retrospective opening at the Hayward Gallery in London in June this year. This is one of the very first...
Remember, if you're already famous, that's what makes the paintings go up in value, whether or not your art is good. If you've exhibited at other places, it gives you that seal of approval by the upper classes, the stamp of approval. It kind of gives you a certificate of authenticity, and this guy's already having a retrospective, so obviously it's not someone who's just starting out.
At £5,500,000, at £5,500,000, £5,600,000, £5,700,000 now for the Nara, £5,700,000, £5,008,000 now, at £5,800,000, at £5,800,000, £5,900,000, thank you, £5,009,000, £6 million now, at £6 million, with Antonia Gardner here, it's £6 million there, for the Nara it's £6 million. At £6 million.
It's a very lovely painting, even if it's only a lovely painting, if you know what I mean. I can see why it's instantly hypnotic, but it is one of those paintings that I feel blurs the line between, like what is fine art and what is just really snazzy graphic design, which is, kind of an annoying thing that I don't like. I don't like it when people do that, but I'm sure other people find that type of work very compelling. I'm leaning with this very pretty piece and lovely piece, and I'm going to just say it leans more towards really, really snazzy graphic design, at the risk of sounding snooty. It's always an interesting thing to think about, what is the relationship between artistic integrity and what makes something presently marketable, and what are we looking at something that's really good or just really trendy, maybe a little bit of both. And maybe making something really trendy is a skill. I don't know what year this was completed, and how well it's going to age is something we would consider if we're purchasing it as a business investment to resell in the future. The question we will always have is how much does the brick and mortar establishment play a role in our lives as artists? Do you have to kowtow to them? Do you have to go along with their rules and sign their documents and kiss up to them? Well, rule number 1 in life, you don't have to do anything. It's just a matter of understanding how you're not the center of the universe and everything has to work a certain way. So it's nothing to take personally.
Here with Alex Branching at $6,600,000. Against you on this side. Camilla, it's not yours either. At $6,600,000. Haley, what are we doing? At $6,600,000. Try another one, please. At 6.6. At $6,600,000.
So let's see what this one's up to now. 6,600,000 British pounds, which is 8.4 million US dollars. Oh, those US dollars. What do those even do anymore? Like, we're just out of the game, Americans. We're not keeping up. It's still going up.
And against you this time, Alex, it's 6,700,000. 6.7. It's back with you, Haley. It's 6,700,000. 6.8 is bid. Thank you, Alex. It's 6,800,000. With Alex Branchik again at £6,800,000. Thank you, sir. 6.8. Haley, what are we doing at 6,800,000? 6,009,000. Thank you. 6.9. There it is. It's 6,900,000. It's on the further telephone. Against you in the room. It's 6,900,000. At 6,009,000. If it's a bidder, it's very welcome. At 6,900,000. Try 7. 6.9. There it is. 6 million 9. 7 million pounds. That's 7 million. 7,100,000. Thank you, Haley. 7-1.
In case you're wondering, no, I don't have any pieces in this auction. That's not why I'm watching it. I don't think I ever will. No, I don't think I couldn't be that trendy if I tried.
7,200,000. Don't let it go. It's such a beautiful thing. It's 7,200,000. Try 3. That's 7,200,000. Alex Branchik's bid. Head of the Global Fine Art Division here in Europe. Recently re-welcomed to London. Our great colleague Alex. It's 7,200,000. It's your bid.
It's now up to 7.2 British pounds, which would be about 9.1 US dollars. It would seem. Big seller.
Try 3, please. At 7,200,000. In the Milky Way, could be yours. At 7,200,000. I will. 7,250,000. Thank you so much, Elliot. 7,250,000. Thank you. At 7,250,000. With Haley Stoddart with a further telephone here at 7,250,000. I'll take 7,300,000 from you, Alex, of course. It's 7,250,000. Try 3. For a great picture at 7,250,000. Give me one more, please, sir. At 7,250,000. Try 3. It's there, further back at 7,250,000. 7,300,000. For the Nara at 7,300,000 pounds. It's further up front again at 7,300,000. And it gets you there at 7,300,000. Give me 50. At 7,300,000. At 7,300,000. Haley, try another one, please. This wonderful, wonderful picture. It's going to be a fantastic addition to any collection at 7,300,000. Try 50. 7,300,000. Here it is. Could be yours. One short step. At 7,300,000. Give me another one now. At 7,300,000. Here at 7,300,000. It's still on my left here with Alex at 7,300,000. Want to go on? At 7,300,000. Now's the moment. At 7,300,000. Say 50. Try another one at 7,300,000. 7,400,000. Thank you so much. It's 7,400,000. Back to you again, Alex. It's 7,400,000 for the Nara. The beautiful picture here is 7,400,000. 7,400,000. There it is. It's 7,400,000. Alex, give me another one. It's 7,400,000. 7,450,000 is bid. Thank you, sir. 7,450,000. Let's round it out, please. Haley here at 7,450,000. I'll take another 50.
So are we staying at 7,450? Or are we going up to 7,500? Tell me something good.
7,450,000. There it is. Give it one more go. That's 7,450,000 pounds. Try another one. It's a great, great thing. Want to say 5? It's 7,450,000. Still with Alex Branchik on my left-hand side, and we're going to have to hurry here at this point. 7,450,000. Give me 5, please. It's there at 7,450,000 pounds. I'm looking for 7,500,000 from you. Last chance. Such a great thing. It's 7,450,000. Make it a rounded number at 7,450,000. Ellie, come on. Let's do one more. It's 7,450,000. You're absolutely sure? You've come this far. It's 7,450,000. Give me 5. At 7,450,000, it's there. Don't lose out on it. At 7,450,000, it's Alex's turn at the moment. At 7,450,000. You're out. I'm going to sell it. Thank you anyway to your bidders. Last chance and selling. It's Alex's bid for 7,450,000. The Nara Alex is yours. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
And it's done. 7,450,000 British pounds, 9.5 million US dollars. That, just so we know, the transaction is between the two collectors, or perhaps the museum selling the piece, or whoever, the person selling it, the person buying it. I didn't know this until I was around 30 years old, and I was at Pratt Institute for a couple of semesters, that the artist actually doesn't get a piece of it if it sells, last I checked. I mean, outside of some special deal if you can arrange that for yourself, but you do get a piece of royalties if they reproduce it, if they create coffee table books or t-shirts and coffee mugs. You get some of that, so it's not a total loss, but yeah, if they decide to sell the piece again, you don't get any of that. I didn't know that. I was like, what? I'm in the wrong business then. I didn't know that. There was they actually had a lawyer come in as a guest speaker, and he said the logic is, well, think about if an architect designs a house and someone buys that house and then they resell the house as a piece of real estate, the architect doesn't get, a share of that resale, right? So it's like, and then as an artist, you're sitting in that classroom like, as a broke, struggling artist, like, I don't know. Is that the same thing, though? Like, that was his excuse as a lawyer defending the art dealer deal. Like, yeah, but I didn't say this out loud, but I thought, yeah, but like a house is like a practical thing that has a practical value, like a tool, like a table or an appliance. Like, art doesn't have any practical value. It's only worth something because I made it and I promoted it and it's stylish to have me. So like if you sell my style to someone else, like as the original stylish person, don't I get like a little piece of something? I didn't say that out loud, but I thought it can't be exactly like an architect designing a house. Like, I don't know. Well, maybe the architect should get a cut of the money anyway. Yeah, a lawyer, he'd probably look back like, so what? So where my money at, yo? Man, hook it up, bruh. Anyway, trying to keep the artist broke. Let's see what else is trendy.
And on number 13, wonderful, exceptional early drawing here, of course, by Lucian Freud. Has had an illustrious exhibition history, first being exhibited at his celebrated solo exhibition, indeed, at the London Gallery in 1948. And some 70 years later, the Royal Academy and the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, of course, that memorable self-portrait exhibition in 2020. And I want to start here for the Lucian Freud at £900,000, 900,000, 950,000, at 950,000, 1 million now, at 1 million.
Now this one's only a drawing, it's not a painting, so it's not going to sell for a whole lot. But Lucian Freud is like one of those 20th century masters. I mean, the guy who stuck with figurative painting even through the middle of the 20th century when abstract expressionism and conceptual stuff started to become all the rage. Not that he had anything to worry about financially, coming from a super wealthy family. The grandson of Sigmund Freud, for those of you unfamiliar, sneak a little art history in there for you. But you gotta admire that he still stuck to his guns artistically. He could have just done what was trendy.
At 1,300,000, there it is, at 1,300,000. It's against you over here too. 1,350,000. You saying false, sir? At 1,350,000. It's Phoebe's, it's Julia's bidder. No? At 1,350,000. Julia's your bidder at 1,350,000. Tom, are you coming in at 1,350,000? Want to give me 4? At £1,350,000. Still with Julia Fisher of our Precious Modern Art Department here. At 1,350,000, it's against you, Phoebe, too. At 1,350,000. Try 4. That's here on my right-hand side at 1,350,000. You bidding? It's still there. Julia, it's your bid at 1,350,000. Coming in at 1,350,000. The hammer is coming up. I'm selling it here.
Fair warning. 1.35. Oh, somebody upped it to 1.4 million of British pounds, which is 1.7 million US dollars, it looks like. The US dollar lagging behind as always. That was a close one.
The self-portrait image of Lucian here, 1,400,000. I'm selling it on this side, against you, Julia, against you, Greg and Tom, not yours.
The woman in the portrait, by the way, is his first wife, I believe.
Thank you very much. Paddle 53.
So he was able to bump it up at the last minute to £1,400,000, which is 1.7 US dollars, 1.7 million US dollars. Not bad for a drawing. That's more than any of my drawings have ever sold for.
So we move on to the Brancusi, l'Oiseau d'Or. Lot number 15 of all the Brancusi forms of upright birds. It's this one, the Oiseau d'Or, of course, which is the rarest. Only 2 bronzes were made during the artist's lifetime, which are held in museum collections. This example cast in 1981 by Suze Fondeur from a copy of the original plaster at the introduction of the artist's heirs. And I'm going to start the bidding here at 2,100,000, 2,200,000, 2,300,000, and 2,004,000 for the.
Now, something like this seems like it's more for the style of it. I mean, you look at the sculpture; it's a vertical bird. It's a gorgeous piece, but even if that's all it is a gorgeous piece, if you know what I'm saying. But it's like if you had the cash and you wanted something to put on your mantelpiece, as company walks into your front room, or maybe even on an end table, or on a display, a tall column or something. I mean, this would be something to brag and boast about. I can see that. I don't know that it carries me anywhere or enlightens me in any way, but it's just really, it is gorgeous, It's very sleek, very stylish. It's this kind of purchase. Don't know that it moves anything deep inside of me, but maybe that part of it's going over my head. I don't know.
Give me 8. At 2,700,000. Still with Camilla, it's your bid at 2,700,000. It's against you, Lucas, on this side. And Simon. At 2,700,000. There it is, at 2,700,000. It's Camilla's bidder at £2.7 million. Against you, Otley. It's the last chance here. At 2,700,000, I'm going to sell it. Fair warning here.
Giving you a fair warning. 2.7 mil. British pounds, 3.4 million US dollars. Going once, going twice.
£1,700,000. Camilla, it's yours. Congratulations. 66, thank you. Lot number 16, of course, the wonderful Lucio Fontana, the Concerto Spaziale. This work has been held in the same esteemed private American collection since 2003. It's not appeared at auction since 1986, belonging, of course, to the seminal series.
Hasn't been on auction since the 1980s. Wow. Someone's getting rid of it. I didn't realize this thing was that old. I've seen this before. If you poke around these circles and do some research, you'll bump into one of these at some point, whether you're looking to study minimalism or not. I rolled my eyes then, I roll my eyes now. It's one of those things, like, okay, someone's testing us. Someone's testing our boundaries. Maybe that's what people are paying for, or getting excited about. I say, well, that's not art, and then someone else says, no, but it's a commentary on what we call art. But can't you say that about any hunk of rubbish at all? No, but the fact that we're asking the question is what makes it art. How do you know someone's not trying to get one over on us? I don't know. I mean, it has that immediate, trendy, sexy, spicy feel. But how do you know we're not projecting that, or we're not responding to a Pavlov effect? Is that really what art is about? No, but that's the point of it, Sandro. We're supposed to ask that question. But if the answer doesn't satisfy, but who's to say it doesn't satisfy? Just the fact that we're talking about it is what makes it brilliant. I don't know, man. I can't. It's not. I'll put it this way. If someone were to put the question to me, is this piece really doing anything? I would say, okay, yeah, it's doing something, but that thing it's doing, is it really that important? Do we really need somebody doing this? Is it something someone else could do with a little bit of training? But all these questions are what make the piece provocative, or all these questions are what make the piece bullshit. That's the debate. Oh, God. It's one of these, that kind of makes the art world look silly. And someone might be trying to do that on purpose.
Say 50. Claudia? At 2,400,000. It's here on this side. At 2,400,000. Looking for 50, please. At 2,400,000. With Lorenzo's bidder and selling it here at 2,400,000. Give me a sign of life, please. At 2,400,000. Greg, can you help, please?
It's super trendy. Man, it's too trendy for me.
It's got to be now at 2,400,000. On this side, it's Lorenzo's bidder against you here Are we saying 50? Last chance. And selling for £2,400,000. Thank you, Lorenzo. It's yours at 2,400,000.
Oh, and there it is. 2.4 million for some trendy bullshit.
T is next. The Pablo Picasso, the Buste Femme. Lovely 50s picture, property of an important private collection, Italy. Buste Femme depicts François Gillot, no less. Picasso's partner from 1943 to 53, and painted during their life together in the south of France.
It's interesting how someone on the internet, as I was scrolling through social media, gave some advice by saying, you know, Picasso did a lot of works that we just don't talk about today. He did a lot more works than we know. This is a Picasso that's a lesser known one and a less famous one. But it's a Picasso nonetheless, so it'll sell for multiple millions. But it's interesting how the majority of works Picasso did throughout his lifetime we don't talk about today. The point is to stop trying to be perfect, was the advice of the person I was reading on the internet, and don't worry about, you know, every single thing you do being a timeless masterpiece. Oh, is that it? That was quick. So much for Picasso, man. He only got a 1 minute bidding time. Oh man, he didn't even sell as much as the ripped canvas. What do I know about art and the price of art? Yes, it could change one generation from now, though. You never know.
31 is the Jean Up, and I can start already at 90, 100.
And as you can see at this auction, they're also selling a giant iPod earbud. Interesting. It's about 2 feet tall. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure it's a lovely work of art. Yeah, don't think I need that one in my living room or on my front lawn. But, I mean, if someone is into it, then I guess you've got a buyer. I guess it must be going over my head. Maybe I'm too superficial. Anyway, hope you had as much fun as I did. Now here's the thing. As I've said multiple times before, and I don't think I'll ever stop saying this, for some reason people think that a career in the arts is an excuse to not have to grow up and obey the rules of the adult world, and think like a grown-up in a professional workspace where I have to think about real-world power dynamics and logistics and how this job is this job. People think a career in the arts is an excuse to not have to look at things like an adult, which is like, says who? Why on earth would it be that way? No job is like that. If there was a job that allowed you to go out into the adult world with the logic of a child and get rich and famous, if there was some job like that, then don't you think we'd all be working it? Why would we? So yes, you have to think like a professional working adult and think about who your clients are and what kind of screening process they have for hiring you or buying from you, and what kind of competition you have. You know, the brick and mortar establishment is not something anyone outside of, you know, the club enjoys, but the people inside of the club rely on it to tell them where to go and what to do. But you don't have to care about being in the club. Remember, that may not be your goal as an artist. If you want to fit in with the cool kids. But remember, interestingly enough, the rest of us, if you're trying to sell to these people, we forget to try and think like them, because most of us can't afford that lifestyle that they have and can't afford to think like they do. But if you have that kind of money, the kind of money these people have are like break off a couple $100,000 or a couple mil, like no sweat, or only moderate sweat, depending on how much you're into it. So, like, if you do happen to gain the favor of one of them, let's say you're not one of the fancy people having a piece for auction, but if I'm a super wealthy person and I bump into some, like, 22-year-old, or I know the family, or maybe, like, the dad works for me or something, and he seems like a good guy, and I happen to meet the kid, he seems like a good kid, I might invest in his pieces. If he does his little art, like, as a hobby, I'd buy his pieces every now and then for a couple thousand, just if it helps him get through school, or I just want to help the family as they go through something. Even if he doesn't become a famous artist later on, or doesn't continue in this field, which I don't recommend he do anyway, it's like if you're super wealthy, you might just buy a piece because you think someone's a cool guy, or you think you want to help him out for a little bit. Even if it sits in storage and never sees the light of day, that's not really important, you know. Like, it's that kind of person. Because let's put it this way, let's put it in our terms. You know, if you drive to maybe a downtown metropolitan area that you're not familiar with, you have to run a quick errand, so you have to find parking on the street. and the only parking available is parking meters and you don't have change. So you park there and you hustle into a local convenience store and maybe like buy a pack of gum or a bag of chips just so you can break a $10 bill to get some change for the meter. Now for these people you see in this room, supporting a family of 4 or multiple families of 4 or subsidizing someone for years is just like going into the convenience store and buying a package of gum, like just to break a 10 for the parking meter. It's like nothing. It's not even a mosquito bite to you. You gotta love these lovely garbage trucks that cruise through an urban area in the middle of the day, right? Why can't you garbage trucks just come through at 5 a.m. like a normal garbage truck when no one's recording video, trying to promote themselves as an artist? Anyway, yes, I'm so relatable. Now, like, how often do they probably like go into buy something out of someone's garage because they think it's a cool looking thing? I mean, I'm sure they do that sometimes. I probably would, because it'll look good on my front lawn or in my front room. I'm sure they do that, but that's not what kind of purchase this is at Sotheby's. This is more like a business-minded thing. That's why they have their brick and mortar establishment, because I need some kind of like authenticity or something that validates it, because like I get 10 of you guys in here a week. What do you want from me? I can't buy from all of you, especially if it's a business investment. I need to know, is anyone going to buy this from me later on? Piece by piece, we'll get there, man. You and me, we'll get there together. They won't even see us coming, man. It's all good. They don't own it. They just have it rigged, and they can't rig everything, so don't stress. Let's have a hand for my co-star today, the auctioneer for this little evening. I don't know what his name is, but that job that he's working, like, it definitely looks like a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just do that off the top of your head. You got to have years of experience. You got to like see who's holding up the paddle, remember what number it's at, and who it is, so you can refer to them by name. I'm like, I'd be panicking, like, oh wait, okay, you want art for big money, and big money, lots, 2 million, and wait, okay, did you put your paddle up? Yeah, you didn't know. How much was it for? No, he bid higher than you, didn't he? They'd be like, dude, Sandro, like, okay, you seem like a good dude, but like maybe this like isn't really your thing. Like, I know you seem like a great guy, but we need a guy like, no, you're right. I'll just go home and watch on my computer. TheArtMonk.com is the personal website of artist and writer Sandro Sebastian. Visit one of my portfolio pages and browse works of art in oil, acrylic, or graphite drawings. Most of my work draws from historical references. I'm not too big on contemporary art created in today's world, a quality I share with many of you out there, I'm sure. You can click on the images for an enhanced view of my technique. It's a more patient approach that's not as immediate as the part of the brain you use when you're, say, watching television or listening to the pop music on the drive to work. If you want a break from that, which we all need, then I'm your guy. When you let another culture or time period speak to you, it reveals parts of your humanity that your contemporary society doesn't. Keeps you fresh. Even going further back to eras that don't exist anymore, you can discover ways of looking at the universe that don't exist anymore. Maybe we're not who we thought we were. A desire to touch and be touched by the past is what drives this artistic practice. The voice of a former era can ring louder than our own voices.